Hello everyone and welcome to another video. Today I will do an individual reading for Lisa and we are going to be celebrating the 200 subs that we have. Woohoo! Woohoo! Now, if it I just woke up from my nap, and by nap is very generous for me. My naps tend to be 3 hours and this time I slept less than an hour, just to try to get some energy to record this video as a way to celebrate those 200 subs, and I am very excited for it. However, if it sounds like I can't put my thoughts together, that's because I'm very tired since I just woke up technically, and I was telling my sister that this is technically the ideal time to make a reading because I will definitely connect easier and let the channeling go through. However, I'm so tired that if it doesn't make sense, I am very sorry, because it doesn't make sense, right? So I'll do my best to make it as coherent as possible and as fun and as exciting as possible. But today we are going to focus on Lisa. We're going to check her current energy, her career, any love messages, any healing messages that go through. And I find it very interesting because this is actually from the first time, so I'm going to use a deck that I don't really like, but for whatever reason I felt so called to use in Lisa's reading, and I was very excited because I was genuinely content in using this deck. So yeah, I cleanse the energy of this deck as much as possible, and I try to embrace it with my own energy, and hopefully we are ready to use it, right? And when I mean we, I mean just me being content with it, using it. And I'm very happy actually, so we'll go through with that. And we have a makeshift deck for any clarification that we need. You'll see it eventually. If I end up using it, you're going to look at it and be like, man, this is like, I don't know if people use this word, but this is like ratchet as hell, bro. Or what I mean is like, it's just very trashy. But it was done with it's a genuine, sincere deck. You're gonna look at it eventually. But yeah, these are our tarot decks and our oracle decks, and we're going to finally get started. You know, enough nonsense. Let's get into the reading. So now we will go into Lisa's current energy and check what messages we have for her. And if you see the light is kind of funny or strange or whatever, that's because we're using natural sunlight. So woo 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 woo. I don't really know how you guys like the natural sunlight, because I don't know if it's too bright and if that's annoying, or if it's perfectly fine and you guys are okay with it. I was not ready. Okay, so let me concentrate. So let's see, what is Lisa's current energy like? What is she going through right now? Oh, she seems to be like a very focused person. Because I went out of, because you guys need to keep in mind, my head is like up in the clouds, both excited and tired. So I find it kind of funny that I'm like slowly grounding myself again for Lisa's reading. Like I felt naturally, like not naturally necessarily, but very calm. And I noticed that she picked a lot of decks that made me think of like nature. Like I don't have that many decks, but they made me think of nature because we have this fairy tarot, we have the earth oracle one. Like the cards are falling, but none of them have turned in a way that I'm like, oh, just throw me a card. Okay, there you go, first one. So currently we have the 10 of Wands. So that feels, so there's a sense that right now Lisa may feel a little bit burdened, or she may feel like things are not going the way that she would like. She may feel a bit overworked, or she may feel like she needs to take action, but there's a lot of things holding her back or holding her down. And since it's a 10 of Wands, I mean, it's a 10 of Spring, but the 10 of Wands. So this 10 of Spring kind of shows that she needs to let go a little bit of the responsibilities she may feel, because they're beginning to become burdens for her. We have the 2 of Winter. So there's a choice that she has to make, and I think it's becoming very obvious what that choice is, considering that we have the 10 of Spring, meaning there's this whatever choice. Okay, I don't know necessarily what choice she's making or what decision she's making, but I do know that whatever it is going to determine how that 10 of Spring turns out. Does it become a lot of responsibilities that have to be taken care of, or does it become just burdens building up? So the Two of Winter usually means like a choice that has to be made. Oh, and then we have the Lovers. So there's this sense of, okay, I'm getting with, yeah, the Lovers could be romantic something. So we'll get to that when we get to her her love area. But oh my god, I just said area, and all I can think was BlackPink in your area. Oh my god. I thought that was funny, I'm sorry. Anyway, but this Two of Winter, I'm looking at the drawing, and the first thing that I was thinking is that maybe Lisa is currently in a, not necessarily a dilemma, but like she has to make a choice of whether she should, like what type of music she wants to do, or what image she wants to portray. Like that could be something she's going for or going through. And this 10 of Spring kind of shows like this person going for like fruits or buying something. So you're making you're like selecting something or making a choice. So it kind of feels like Lisa could currently be going through this burden of trying to figure out what's the right thing for her. Like what does she enjoy, what does she not like, or picking like genres or something like that. There might be, I mean, did you guys, I bet you guys did, right? But did you see how Lisa was dancing in her Lisa film? It took me for the longest of time, because when I kind of saw it on my recommended, I was like, is this for real, or is this like some fan edit, or like what is going on? And then when I clicked on it, I was like, ooh, you know, killing it over here. But but I just thought it was very funny, because it took me forever to watch it. I did not want to be fooled. Anyway, but so that could be the burden that she's going through, or it could be like a lot of action that she has to take, a lot of responsibilities, and a lot of things that she has to do that have become burdens for her, instead of becoming like a bunch of opportunities and options that she could go through to make her dreams come true. Is becoming a lot of pressure and a lot of things, and there's just enough stress and pressure that it's healthy for people, you know, before it becomes like burdens, right? And I think that's like the biggest issue with her right now. And it seems like there's this choice, right? You have like an instrument right here floating, and then there's this other stuff that I don't know what's floating over here, but there's sparkles, so something should be floating, right? And it makes me feel like, oh, it's like two choices, right? This genre or this genre, or do you want to do this type of dance or this type of dance? And that could be like right now it's like, oh, there's the planning stage of maybe a comeback, a solo thing, or a project thing. Is like, okay, what do you want to do and how do you want to do it? And now we have the Lovers. So the Lovers, it's usually opportunities, and again, choices, and Gemini energy. So it feels like it's to me, Gemini energy is kind of like premature, or like barely starting energy, because Gemini is also represented as the king, not the king, wish, the Knight of Swords. So it's like a moving energy. It's still very young, and when I mean young energy, it's like something that's barely starting, barely transforming, barely becoming true and real, right? And with the Lovers, it kind of feels like there's this choice, and there's a lot of opportunities open up for Lisa, and that's great, right? But the difficulty is like, what choice should she make, and what is best for her, and what does she enjoy, or what does she like, right? So this is like the difficult part, right? The Lovers could mean a relationship, and again, we will see when we get to her love area, but I usually don't read the Lovers like that. I automatically think of Gemini energy, and I think, oh, communication. I think opportunities, choices, chances, stuff like that, right? So love is not really the first thing I think of when I see the Lovers, and I think this one was not the exception. So we have Swords and Spring. Swords and Spring. I have to clarify. Winter is swords, and spring is wands. Just to put that out there, just in case people don't know what in case people don't know how tarot works, and then you're like, what source is she talking about? So we have the Magician, and then we have the Nine of Spring. So this kind of feels like there is something that is about to start, and it's kind of like a big deal for Lisa, because we have the Magician. So to me, the Magician represents something that's definitely important. But then we also have the Nine of Spring, which is being guarded. So I think this is still under wraps. It's still secret. It's still not fully developed, and that's why it can't be talked about. Not necessarily because something's wrong nothing wrong is going on necessarily. It's just that it can't be talked about because it's still in the early developing stages. What am I getting right away? It's going to blossom eventually. This magician tells me that as long as Lisa's doing what she enjoys and what she loves, she will be completely, like, it's fine. She'll do well. Because I think that the biggest problem right now is that there's so many options and so many responsibilities and so many actions that have to be taken that it's becoming overwhelming for her. But aside from that, it's not necessarily anything too bad. To me, the Nine of Spring represents someone that has their guard up a little bit too much. So she may need to consider asking other people for help, which I think is something that it says right here, right? Ask for help from others. So it kind of shows that maybe she wants to put her guard down a little bit and ask for help and be like, okay, I don't know about this. I don't know about this other thing. I am struggling with this and this and this other thing. So it's kind of like there's this idea of maybe she may want to ask other people for help. She may want to maybe inform herself a little bit more, because she has the ability to make anything work. She has the ability to use everything about an opportunity that's offered to her. So she will make anything work, anything successful. And I do think that this is leading more towards her career rather than, I don't know what other areas of her life. Because this magician kind of shows me that she's very good at manifesting. So if she wants something to happen, she's going to make it happen. And it's going to work. So, yeah. I think this is just a matter of, like, time and making choices. So we have the Four of Winter reversed. She may be a little bit anxious about thinking things through, or she may be so... I'm getting that there's this nervous energy of she just wants to take action, wants to get things done, and doesn't really want to prepare or think too much about the situation she's in, right? So if she wants to make a project happen, she just wants to make it happen. She doesn't want to think of the details, or she doesn't really want to go through that process. She just wants to get it done. With this Four of Winter reverse, it's like she may also be avoiding thinking about something in relation to this project that she's working on, or whatever's like in the front of her mind, like whatever she's working on, she wants to just go for it. She wants to take action. She wants to make it happen. But she may not realize that some planning has to go into it if this is going to succeed. Then we have the Two of Autumn reverse. So this tells me that there's a balance that she doesn't have, and I can see right away what that balance is. There's no cups, and there's no summer, and we finally got our first autumn card, meaning that she's very out of balance because she's thinking and she wants to act, but she's not balanced with all of her elements. She's not grounded, and she may find it difficult to ground her energy if she is thinking of all the difficulties, and it might be a little bit difficult for her to find what is truly for her if she's not emotionally invested in it. I feel that it will be hard to figure out what she truly wants and what she should let go of and what she shouldn't let go of if she doesn't notice what her heart really wants, if that makes sense. So she's out of balance for sure, and I think that's because she's not grounded. So she is adding on more things into her to-do list, but she's not really working towards any of them yet. I think there's choices that she's making, and that's good, but then she's not taking into consideration that it's just becoming like more things that she has to do for her rather than stepping stones toward her goal and her mission and her dream. So let's see what else is going on. I want 3 cards. Just 3 cards to end her current energy. So we have the World, we have the Eight of Spring, and we have the Queen of Autumn reversed. So definitely there's this kind of energy of like Lisa should be taking care of herself right now. If things are not working out like she will have liked, or like there's opportunities opening up for her because fate is working with her. Out of this 10 cards, 3 of them are Major Arcana, which is this one's, meaning that whatever she's going through right now is definitely important, is definitely something that is part of her destiny. And it seems like she really wants to just, the Magician and the Eight of Spring are in the same, I guess, column, meaning that her fast moving energy is, or she's able to go quickly through anything in her life and make it happen just as fast, because she has the ability to just take action and go towards her dreams, right? Nothing's holding her back. She's able to just concentrate all her energy in one thing and get it done. However, I do feel that there's this warning of taking care of herself. And I think that the whole thing about taking care of herself is this thing of, if she's completely out of balance, and that's what we got with this Two of Autumn reverse, and we also have the Queen of Autumn reverse, meaning that she's not grounded. And I think she may have a lot of things in her head that are kind of like, oh, we have to make choices, but we don't really want to think about those choices and prepare for things. We don't really want to do that. We just want to take action, right? There's this sense that because of this overthinking, there's this stress building up, and then there's this sense of wanting to just take action and get things done, but then she has to put her guard down a little bit and realize that she may want to ask other people for help. Like, she doesn't have to do everything on her own. There's people supporting her and taking care of her. This Queen of Autumn, though, this energy is usually the energy of someone that is not taking care of themselves that well. To me, the Queen of Autumn reverse usually means that you need to internalize that energy instead of giving out this energy of taking care of others or providing for others in a physical sense. Maybe feeding others, providing for others is more like about take care of yourself, provide for yourself, and do things for you. And I do feel that this Queen of Autumn reverse, which is what we have right here, is the energy that Lisa may be kind of embodying, but not entirely. Because you can, if I'm correct, Lisa's an Aries, and if that's the case, right, March 27th, that's her birthday, right? I saw it once, and I should check again. But there's this sense of, like, she has a lot of energy of, I just want to get things done. You know, a very Aries type of mentality. Just take action and you'll get through everything, right? However, I'm thinking that she should take a more Taurus approach, because the Queen of Autumn is represented by Taurus, or ruled by Taurus, or whatever. It's Taurus energy. So that's usually the energy of someone that concentrates all their energy on one goal and has tunnel vision and makes that goal happen. However, a Taurus is someone that is very persistent, very grounded for sure. So they know exactly what they have to do because they've done the research, or they will ask people, or they will be very good at making things happen, because they're also very good at manifesting. All the Taurus in my life, and by that I mean my mom and my younger sister, they're very, very good at just manifesting things. And by that is like, they're not afraid of just asking people, this is what I want, or just asking life, this is what I want in my life. And because of that, they're very good at just making things happen for themselves. They're very good at manifesting it, because it's like, many of them don't mind playing the long game because they're Taurus. And Taurus is an earth sign, and earth signs are very grounded in that sense, right? So many of them will be okay with waiting for things to happen if that's what they have to do. So if one of them is like, so a Taurus will be very good at saying, look, this is what I want in my life. I don't care where it comes from or how it gets to me. This is what I want. And they get it. And I think that with Lisa, she needs to have that similar mentality, in the sense of, instead of making her, like, overworking herself and stressing herself with all of this overthinking, she needs to ground herself and realize, okay, what can I do and what should I ask other people to help me with, right? And I think there's this sense of, like, is nothing too bad right now, because I think she can handle the amount of pressure she has put on herself. But if she wants to go forth with this new opportunity and make it happen, then she will need to ask other people for help, or else she will be carrying so much baggage with her that it will just slow her down, and then she will get frustrated at the fact that she's not going as fast as she wish she would be able to go through with her things, right? Because there's this strong energy of just wanting to get things done and just wanting to take action without really thinking of consequences, without thinking much about everything else that goes into making something happen. But with that, we will go on to the second thing, which is her career, which I believe is the whole reason why she's, like, stressed out. But I don't think it's because her career is going bad. I think it's just the natural thing of, like, what is it? Of just options and wanting to do something and that kind of energy, right? Like I don't think anything too bad is going on with her. So let's let's see. So what is the energy of Lisa's career? Just general thing. Like what's energies at play? So we have Jupiter. So I'm not surprised that Jupiter came up because it seems like I got an energy earlier that she wanted to like expand or like maybe was starting new projects or something along those lines. And Jupiter kind of shows that. Jupiter is the planet of expansion. So she may be trying to learn new things. She may be wanting to start new projects, of course. Expand in the areas that she has for her career. So maybe, okay, I'm not saying that she will. I'm saying that she could be thinking of maybe starting to act. Maybe starting to be in variety shows. Maybe singing, composing, dancing. Maybe hosting or stuff like that, right? Like expanding herself and doing new projects, doing new things. Or it could all be still within the music industry, but it's like, let me do different genres, let me dance different styles, or something along those lines. Or maybe she may want to start modeling, or it's like trying new things, definitely trying to expand herself in that area. Or it could be trying to get new skills, and that's what she's doing, right? Trying to figure out the new things that she wants to do in her career. But it seems like the whole energy that we have for Lisa's career is expansion, and that's like the main thing. All right, I just realized a lot of people have been asking me for a Lisa reading, right? So I hope you are enjoying this one so far, right? I just find it kind of funny because I'm like, oh, I've been dragging my feet lately because I'm doing my own stuff, and it's a struggle. Okay, so we have listen. What other card? So nature is, you know, Earth is telling Lisa to pay attention. Pay attention to the signs. Listen to your intuition. Listen to your heart. What other things? It's like Lisa knows what's up, right? Like she knows what she's doing. And I think Lisa's also very aware that whatever action she's taking will have consequences. I don't necessarily mean that in a bad way. I just mean that if she wants to help herself, she can help herself. But sometimes helping herself doesn't mean that she has to do it alone. There's this whole sense of like she can ask people for help. Like it's fine. There's nothing wrong asking for help. We have stretch, clarity, expectation, and dependability. I'll take these two cards. Repetition and perception. I don't know why I took so many. Repetition, perception. So whatever she hears, whatever she feels, and if it comes in continuity or often enough or whatever, those are signs. It's like Earth is trying to tell her, the universe is trying to tell her, look, if you see this over and over, if you hear this over and over, it's because they're signs. You know, we're trying to give you a message. Please listen to it. The phases of the moon could be important. Okay, I thought my bird was saying Pio every time I was just saying something, but no. She's doing her own thing. And this stretch card actually reminds me of Jupiter, of this whole thing of like expanding and doing new things. We had clarity, expectation, and dependability. So I think clarity is kind of like when Lisa realizes that it's okay and relying on other people and, you know, allowing other people to help her. This kind of shows this sense of, if you want your dreams to come true, don't be afraid to ask other people for help. Don't be afraid to lean on other people when you are stressed, or don't be afraid on asking other people to help you out in your own goal, or to help you out in grounding yourself and recovering yourself and be centering yourself, right? To balance yourself. There's this, I kind of wanted to say earlier, in her current energy, I don't know if you guys noticed, but I felt like my throat chakra was going to close like twice or three times in her current energy. So that kind of tells me that she may struggle a lot in communicating the need of help. She may see that as a sign of being weak and vulnerable, but not necessarily. I think it's also, it has a lot of strength to show that you need help, right? Doesn't necessarily mean because you can't. Well, sometimes you can ask for help because you can't do it, and other times you can ask for help because lighten the load of all the weight and baggage that she may have to be carrying with herself, right? Like, it could be a lot of things that she has to do, and she could do them on her own, but it could take a lot longer if she doesn't have the skills needed to make those things get done. But this sense of perception, so I do feel that she has to pay attention to her body a lot. Now, I think Lisa is like a dancer, so if that's the case, she may be aware of how to work with her body to make it move the way that she wants it to move. However, I don't necessarily know if she has opened her third eye and connected it to her body, in the sense that if sometimes she feels something, that is a message. So let's say she wants to say something, but then she feels like her throat clamping up or like closing in a way that she's like, oh, this is something difficult for me to say. This is something that I have to work through. Or sometimes she may hear ringing in her ears, and that is like a message, right? That the universe wants to give her. Or maybe sometimes while she's doing something, like maybe she's dancing, and then she's starting to feel like there's a part of herself that is like hurting a little bit, and then in the back of her mind there's like this sign or this message of like, if you continue doing this, you're going to hurt yourself in the long run, so maybe you want to start changing your technique now. So there's this thing of like her body is very important to the way that she gets her signs. I do feel that she should definitely listen very carefully to the repeated messages that she gets, but also to the signs her body is giving her, and I do mean physical body. So I do feel that could be a way to help herself ground a little bit more. This stretch, I'm taking this a little bit literal. I can't say it. I knew this was going to happen, that since I'm so tired, I was not going to be able to say things right. But we are going to take this stretch literally, in the sense that she may want to, make sure her body is well taken care of, and to make sure she stretches everything so that she doesn't hurt herself while she's performing. But the other thing is that I do think that this stretch is like, if you see this card and the Jupiter card, they both have a very similar design, in the sense of there's like a bunch of activity going from their hair. Not their hair, from their head. And it's kind of like big ideas. Oh, whoops, I'm sorry, Jupiter. Big ideas and expanding. It's like expanding your way of thinking, expanding your way of seeing things, expanding your way of doing things as well. So I do feel that this stretch card is kind of showing that. But I'm thinking, it kind of feels different, right? The stretch card makes me think of coral reefs for some reason. So making things pretty and beautiful. And then Jupiter makes me think of this very strong masculine energy of just getting things done, right? So that's kind of what I'm thinking. Now I'm gonna. I almost dropped quack. Here you go. Put you right here. So now I'm gonna take out a little bit more of cards to see. This one feels so light for some reason. I don't know how to feel. Well, anyway, for Lisa's career, any messages that we have for her? So we have believe in the impossible. One more. Oh, never mind. I thought one of them flipped. And we have a new romantic cycle begins. Oh my goodness. So, and then at the bottom of the deck we have Full Moon in Taurus. Your dreams need a practical plan. I'll put this one right there. So there's this feeling with Lisa that she needs to balance herself, because we have new moon in Libra. So there's this sense of her new beginning, this new chapter that Libra bro this new chapter that Lisa is in shows that this Libra energy is telling her you should balance yourself. This new chapter, this new beginning that you're going through, because it's a new moon, so it's a new beginning, you need to balance yourself definitely in your career. But there's a chance that when she does that, when she balances herself and her career, there might be a chance and an opportunity for a romantic partner to go through. And I think that's kind of funny, because we had the Lovers in her current energy. So I feel that similar to what I'm doing, Lisa may be focusing on herself and on her career, and on the back of her mind she has romance. And I do feel that life is kind of like, hey, we're about to bring you someone, and then she's over here like, nope, and then pushes it to the side, like, that's not what I'm looking for. That's not what I'm aiming for. I want to do something else. I want to focus on this other thing, right? So I do think that that's something going on with her right now. And we also have believing the impossible. So I do think that if she wants to expand herself and she wants to manifest whatever dreams she has in mind, life is telling her, go for it, do it, it's fine. Just trust in what messages we have for you, and everything's going to work out. And this thing of your dreams need a practical plan is Taurus energy. I mentioned that in her current energy, this whole thing of being patient, but also planning things out and allowing herself to make things happen however they have to happen. Like, it doesn't have to go the way that she thinks they have to. And I kind of mentioned this already in her current energy. Your dreams need a practical plan, which is the whole thing of like, I think it sounded like I went in a tangent, but I didn't. It was a whole thing of like, take less action, but also the practical thing is grounding herself, main thing, right? And then the other thing was the whole idea of allowing life to just work through the ways that it has to work through, and not necessarily the way that she wants to do things. She can ask for help, she can work with other people, she can depend on other people to make her dreams come true. She doesn't necessarily need to do everything on her own. And I was about to shuffle, and the first card that came up was the 5 of Spring. So she doesn't. It's okay if she bickers with other people. It's fine if she argues with other people. It's fine if she's not in complete agreement with other people. They can still help her. That doesn't necessarily mean that she has to work with people she doesn't like. It's just that sometimes she just kind of has to bite the bullet and be like, look, I know we're not the best of friends, but I need your help. Sometimes people are very good at what they do, and you just work with that. So I feel that she may have to bite the bullet on that one for her career to work. So let's see. I want physical things. Like, what is going on in Lisa's career? We have the King of Winter. So it seems like there is someone that knows what's up, knows how to do things, and it feels like it's someone that is soon going to help Lisa out. But I feel that she kind of has to ask for that help. Like, the only way Lisa can get help in her career is if she works with other people. And the King of Winter tells me that it is someone that may not necessarily appeal to her need of just taking action to get things done, but will definitely appeal to her overthinking. So it is someone that knows how to speak, someone that knows how to communicate properly. This is the energy of someone that's coming into her career. Could be a guy, not necessarily. It could be Libra energy for sure, because the King of Winter is Libra energy. But it's definitely someone that is experienced. It is someone that, it says here, unemotional, and I think that is something Lisa kind of needs, because we haven't gotten Spring at all. And Spring represents cups, which represent emotions, creative, intuition, and spirituality, right? So I say that, and then we have the 9 of Cups reversed. Anyway, but we also have the Prince of Autumn, the Princess, not the Prince, the Ace of Autumn, and the 9 of Summer. So this Princess of Autumn is this very young energy. Again, it's a new beginning. So it does feel like Lisa's starting something new, is getting into this new project, this new chapter. Like, she is definitely, something in her career is shifting. It is supposed to benefit her and help her, I feel. Or it's something that she wants to do. So that's definitely good. It's just not necessarily going the way that she may have planned originally, or it's not really going the way that she will have liked. Because I do feel that she's kind of realizing that she does need help. It feels like she's realizing that she may need to fight previous mentality that she may have had. She may have realized that she's not fully satisfied with something, or she may not realize how satisfying it will be if she were to start physically getting things done. Because we have Autumn here and Autumn here, and the Ace of Autumn is a new beginning, right? And if you look at this kid, it looks like a very happy person. It's like, look what I have, look what I've done. So it does feel like there's this sense of like she has to prefer herself. We have books here and books here, so it kind of feels like Lisa definitely has to get new skills if she wants her project to work. Because I do feel that that could be the thing that she's kind of like pushing back also. This idea that she may need to practice more, or she may need to learn new things and new skills. and she may not really want to do that. But if she wants to try something new, she needs to take her big brain out and, you know, put those wrinkles in. Oh my god. You know how they say that every time you learn something new, it creates a wrinkle in your brain? That's kind of what I'm going for. And then the Princess of Autumn tells me that this is a new beginning. It's a Page of Pentacles. So it's messages of how to get things done. And it's on this side. So it kind of feels like someone is going to come into her life, tell her this is how things get done, this is how we do things, this is how we roll, and kind of teach her almost like this is how this is a process, this is how it works, this is how things are going to get done for you, and this is how things are going to work for you. And I think that she's learning, so it kind of feels like she's starting this new project, and she's going to learn from this person, and she's going to listen, and she's going to realize that this person is going to make physical all of the things that she had in her mind, in her brain. So this is definitely a very good opportunity. She's going to get someone that's going to help her out, and I feel that right here she's going to realize that she wants to expand, but the only way she can expand in a way that satisfies her is by doing things that she enjoys, or doing things that she really wants. Or sometimes there's an end goal of something that she really wants, but even then she may have to do a little bit of things that she doesn't enjoy as much, but she may have to kind of like remind herself, this is why I'm doing this, right? And that's the important thing. We also have the Ace of Autumn again. So this is definitely a new beginning that is slowly going to manifest physically, little by little. But right now it still feels like the underdeveloped stages of just creating the idea and slowly turning on that flame to start cooking. Not cooking literally, but cooking as in like making this project happen. So now I will get into Lisa's love. So what is the energy at play in Lisa's love life? We have Aries. Kind of want another one. Ow. My finger. My card just went. Anyway, so we have Aries, Earth, Taurus, and Cancer. Okay, first thing I'm getting. Her romantic partner or her love life is meant to ground her. Is meant to... This Taurus energy is like chasing her. And I don't mean the energy. I don't think it's a Taurus or someone that has Taurus in their chart. I literally mean this Taurus energy is chasing her. Because we have Earth in Taurus, and I'll take that as the significance or what, like the middle of the connection, and I'm taking Aries as her and Cancer as her potential partner or whoever just came through, right? So these are cardinal signs, this Aries and Cancer, meaning that these are initiators, these are people that make changes, start new things. Just not necessarily start new things, but create change. But they're not opposites, they're square. Meaning that we have someone that thinks about themselves, and then we have someone that thinks about their home. We also have someone that just gets things done, is a little bit impulsive, and likes to take action. And then we have this other person that feels their way through. When I mean feel, I mean like emotions, not like touch. Feels their way through how they should do things. Very intuitive, creative, and guides themselves through their emotions, but it manifests in different ways. This Cancer energy is more creative, and this Aries energy is more action driven. But they will both ground themselves. So it kind of feels like opposite attracts, right? So I am taking Lisa as this Aries energy. So I do feel that Lisa and her partner are going to come together, and since they're kind of like opposites attract almost, I feel they will be able to ground themselves a lot because they're going to learn a lot from each other, I feel. Okay, what other cards do we have? So let's see, what else do we have for Lisa's love life? We have communication is key. So there's this chance that Lisa, it has her throat chakra very like she's not speaking up that much, or she's not communicating with herself that clearly, and that could get in the way of getting things done, basically. So we have new moon in Gemini. Communication is key. And for her partner, we have disseminating moon. take time to breathe out. So it seems like her partner's going through like a healing process. And when I mean partner, I don't necessarily mean that they're already together. I kind of mean like whichever, I guess we could say love interest. Lisa's love interest is currently healing themselves. There's this sense of like being in timeout, but I think it's like an emotional timeout, not necessarily because something bad happened, more like they just want to take some time to themselves and think through how they see things, how they view everything, how they feel about things, how they sense their surroundings. That's kind of what I'm feeling. Like this is like if someone was brooding, right? So it's like a natural process this person goes through. It's not necessarily because something bad happened. It's just like, oh, you know what I'm seeing? There's this like snake in the background of this Cancer card, and that snake kind of reminds me of the fishes that appear in the Pisces card of this deck. So it kind of feels like this Pisces season that we're in is kind of causing this person to just reflect, to just internalize their healing, do that shadow work, do that healing in the sense of trying to figure out who they are, what they want, what they desire, how they're going to go through with things. So I do feel that this is the energy of someone that is just that is very sensitive to the energies that the world is going through. So seeing how things are shifting and changing, it's causing this person to just kind of sit in the corner and reflect, even though they're not doing anything wrong. It's just like, how do I process all this information? How do I process all this energy that is not necessarily me, but it's still affecting me, right? So it is someone that does need a break. So if they're very sensitive to how things are going on Earth, they do need a break to put themselves together. And I do think that with Lisa, she's working very hard with communication. I do feel that she's working up on opening up, working up on learning new things for sure. And then I'll show the world the real you. So I think that's why it's such a struggle for her. I'm not necessarily saying that Lisa's like lying to us and not showing us her true colors and who she truly is. I'm just saying that right now she's trying to figure out the best way to communicate that, the best way to show this is who I am, this is what I want to do, and this is how things are going to get done from now on. You know, that mentality. There's also this sense of just wanting to show, trying to show through her art, through her movement, through her actions, her true colors of what is it called? Her true colors in the sense of, what am I sensing? What am I feeling? Those questions I'm asking them to myself. It's like, I think she wants to do something new and show that as her true self, right? This energy of wanting to show her true values, not necessarily her personality, but what she believes in or what she is comfortable with. I feel that she wants, because this is Aquarius energy, so she wants to do something different, something innovative. It could be innovative in the sense of technology or in the sense of art. I'm not too sure. But she wants to definitely, it feels like through her career, she wants to do something new, something different that shows this is who I truly am, this is what I want to do, this is what I like, this is what I desire. And I think that because of that, it is very important to her, and that's why it's stressful, yet it is something that she feels so called out to do, because that's what she wants. And then we have be bold and make the first move for her love interest. So there is a chance that this person will take the first step into the relationship and be like, hey, why don't we go out? Or like, why don't we do something together? Or it also kind of feels like this be bold and make the first move is that this person is brooding so much that the only way this relationship can work is when this person gets out of their hole. They're not necessarily pity hole, it's more just like this, not even depressive hole, it's just like their healing period. Let's just put it as period. And then I'm finding it kind of funny because I'm thinking, well, it's not gonna be so easy because Lisa's doing her own thing as well. And I don't know if you guys realize that I mentioned in her career that it's always been on the back of my head, this like romance kind of popping out. We had the lovers in her current energy. We had a new romantic cycle begins in her career. So I do think romance is definitely important, but it's kind of like on the back of my head. Anyway, now we're gonna I find it funny because we're about to use our ratchet ass cards. So let's see. You're gonna look at it. You're gonna look at them and be like, oh, I think I know what she means. So I want 3 cards for each one of them. What are they working on right now? Oh, the world reverse. Ten of Swords. Ooh. Okay, so I wanted like a new tarot deck, and I wanted something simple. We just like my sister and I needed it just at the moment, and what we did is that I just got a bunch of these cards and I just like taped a piece of paper that says the name of the card. So that's what I mean by like ratchet as hell. Like I mean like they're just like very trashy. We just made them on the spot. There's nothing wrong with it. I just find it very funny that they look so basic. They look so like they look pretty, I think, but they were made on the spot. Very genuine, sincere energy. They just kind of popped out of nowhere. But let's see. So we have the thing that this Cancer person, so Lisa's love interest, what are they working on? We have the World reversed, the Ten of Swords, and the Seven of Pentacles. So right now this person has to be patient because fate is not on their side right now. It feels like the world is working, shifting, and moving energy so this person can do their own thing. But while the world and the physical environment this person gets itself together, there's this Ten of Swords. So this person has to work on their self-image, their thoughts, their mentality. They have to work on themselves for sure. But this Ten of Swords kind of tells me that they have to work a lot on the way that they view things, the way that they think of things, the way that they perceive things, and the way that they see themselves. This is definitely important. The way that they see themselves. They have a lot of stress, these ideas and stresses that are like pulling this person down. And then for Lisa, we have the Ten of Cups, the Six of Cups, and the Page of Pentacles. So again, we got this Page of Pentacles, so I'm guessing that this is like her career, right? Learning for her career. So the things that Lisa's working on is her career. But then we have Ten of Cups and Six of Pentacles. I feel that she's waiting for someone from her past to come forward and be with her, or she has this idea from a potential past life that she wants to go through again in this life. Love, in relation to love, that's kind of what I mean. Or there was someone that she liked when she was young, because we have the Six of Cups, and that's usually someone from her past coming back, or it could also be past lives, so someone that she shared past lives with. So it could be like when they meet each other, they'll recognize each other right away, even if they haven't met before in this life, right? Or because of the past lives that they have. But there's also this sense of whoever Lisa wants in her love life is supposed to be someone that fulfills her emotionally a lot. So I do feel that emotionally Lisa does not have that in her career, but she definitely has that for her love life, which I'm kind of not surprised, and then I kind of am, right? I'm not saying that Lisa was emotionless. I'm just saying that I was wondering where all those cups were at, and then we're getting them now. So I think those cups kind of represent her emotions with her relationship. So what affects her emotionally, or what fulfills her emotionally, is not her career, which my moon in Virgo can't relate, but relationships definitely fulfill her emotionally. So the relationship she has with her co-workers, with her group, with her romantic partner eventually, her family, her fans, her friends, all of that contribute to her Ten of Cups. And what I mean by contribute to Ten of Cups, I mean like her emotional fulfillment and ending this, not necessarily ending a cycle, but it's kind of like being completely fulfilled emotionally. Next, we have the Nine of Pentacles, the Four of Swords. We have the Four of Swords again, reversed, and we have the Fool. So this Nine of Pentacles kind of shows me that they're both, when they come together, is when they're both independent individuals, when they're both able to stand on their own ground and be okay with themselves. It's people that are able to they might meet at a time where they don't want to see something, because this Four of Swords is kind of like I'm getting this sense of like waking up. So I think they're going to wake up to a reality, or they're going to wake up to how things work, or they're going to wake up somehow. I'm not too sure what that way is necessarily, but they're going to wake up. And then we have the Fool. They're going to wake up and start this new beginning. This Fool is a new chapter. So I do feel that this new chapter involves their romance and their love life is going to be a very important part of their life when it happens. I don't know when, I don't know how, but when it happens. And I want to take out one last card to know, never mind, 2 cards to see how this will affect both of them, their romance. So we have productivity, and then we have renewal. So they're gonna be like completely different people, and what I mean completely is the way that they view life, the way that they go through with life, the way that they see themselves. That's going to change. The other thing that I'm seeing is that they're going to be more productive, but I think that's because they're going to both be more grounded, and that's going to help them just take action and do things and get things done because they're grounded. So they're able to see things for what they are. They're able to finally work with other people if that's what they have to do. They'll be able to work with life. They'll be able to work with themselves and all of the parts that make them who they are. And I do feel that I want one card. We have the 10 of Winter. So I do feel that they're going to push each other's buttons, because remember, they're opposites, but they're by pushing each other's buttons and like seeing each other from this different point of views, it's going to force both of them to grow as individuals as well. This 10 of Winter kind of tells me that they're both going to show each other's their worst sides, and because of that, I'm starting to think if it's going, like, how healthy will this relationship be. But if it really grounds them, there's a high chance that what they're doing is just helping each other get rid of this 10 of Swords. This 10 of Winter, right? This 10 of Winter is supposed to represent that energy of, well, right here it says the resolution of difficulties, a weight lifted off of your shoulders, and the end of an addiction or codependency. So there's this high chance that when they meet each other, they will ground each other in such a way that they will be able to see the best versions of themselves. They will be able to see the good sides that they have. They will be able to see how pretty and beautiful the world can be and how great things can be for themselves. So I think this is supposed to be a very good relationship. I just don't know when it's going to happen or how it's going to happen. Actually, let me take out one more card to see when will this happen or how. So let's see, one last card. How will this happen? Okay, you guys ready? So it could be in the summer during Leo season, so end of July, beginning of August. We have full moon in Leo. Don't let pride get in the way. So yeah, they're very different, and they will kind of like clash heads, and they're destroying themselves. But I don't mean it in a bad way. Like, I don't think this is like an unhealthy relationship. I think this is the idea of like destroying the way that they see themselves to create this new version of themselves that it's a lot more effective, a lot more productive, and a lot more grounded. So this is supposed to help them balance each other. It's supposed to like meet halfway and become their best version, but I do feel that they're like opposites. So this is someone that internalizes a lot of their emotions and the way that they see things, and this is Lisa's energy that is just very out there and kind of not necessarily explosive, but along those lines, right? So they might meet during Leo season. I don't necessarily when, like, I don't know what year, because it could be this one as much as it could be the ones after, or it could just be in a full moon in Leo, which I don't know when those happen. They just do. But with that, I will go on to her healing messages. So I'm actually kind of like, it's weird, right? Because I get cards and I'm like, I don't think they're going to get along, right? Like, I don't think Lisa and her partner. Okay, no, I didn't doubt that Lisa and her partner were not gonna get along. I just kind of want, like, the energies themselves are so like opposing that I wonder if this will become an unhealthy relationship. But I guess not. I guess it's just they're gonna be so different. They're gonna see things so differently that they're just going to be really pushing each other's buttons. The cards just fell. They're going to be pushing each other's buttons in such a way that it's going to be a very thin line of either it works or they're like this. Here's the thing, when I mean destroying each other, it kind of feels like it's not in a bad way of like they're like hurting each other. It's like death, Pluto, Tower moments, right? Like, they start seeing things so differently that's why it's destroying. It's like your death and rebirth type of energy. So it's not necessarily bad. It's just not completely harmonious. But it brings harmony at the end. So I think that's good, right? Well, they're helping each other grow and develop in a good way. So that's nice. Okay, now let's go into Lisa's healing messages. Man, that got me a little bit nervous. Just looking at her love life and being like, is that good? Like, it's good. In a spiritual way, it's good. But in a physical way, it could manifest kind of ugly. So, yeah. Anywho, let's see what healing messages we have. We have Groundhog Spirit, time to let go. We have the Pig Spirit, use your mind wisely. And we have the Owl Spirit, you see clearly now. So right away, I'm getting this energy of time to let go is whatever Lisa is kind of afraid of doing, or whatever she's kind of been pushing back. It's time. Life is protecting her in the sense of don't be afraid, we'll take care of you, we'll be there for you, we'll protect you if you need it, like we're there. Like this is in a protective stance, right? My sister always makes fun of it. It's like I never watched Yu-Gi-Oh, and if I did, I never paid attention to it, so I don't really remember how the game worked. But you know how you have cards and you have like cards that are like in offense and or defense, and when these cards are upside down, it's like they're in defense, right? Like they're protecting you, they're taking care of you, they'll take the hits, right? But when it's upright, then it's like the message you see there, that's what's going on. So that's kind of how the Groundhog Spirit feels. It's like they're helping her, they're protecting her, they're giving her the signs, they're leading her down the path that has to be she has to be let through. Like this is good stuff. It's good. Now use your mind wisely. I'm getting the whole thing that we got in her, I think it was in her career, of listen carefully. Like that message is very important. Whatever signs, whatever her gut feeling is telling her, whatever her intuition is like pushing her through, life is like pay attention to those, because they're going to be very helpful. We have the Cat Spirit, claim your independence. So now, I do feel that this one kind of goes here, right? Like she will feel, like Lisa will feel free, and things are going to start working out for her if she kind of just empowers herself, if she just does her own thing, if she doesn't let other people hold her back, if she doesn't let ideas hold her back, if she doesn't let conventional things hold her back. Because the Aquarius energy that we got in her career is no, it wasn't her love life, I think. It's supposed to represent the energy of someone that is just breaking free, getting out of that box, breaking free from any boundaries, you know, pushing them and doing their own thing. And it's kind of like that's what she is being, the healing messages that are going through, like she's divinely protected to do exactly that, you know, make that dream come true of just being her true self, reclaiming her power, listening carefully to those signs and that wisdom that is going through her, and when she sees clearly that message of do your own thing and you will be protected, even if it feels like things are going a little bit difficult, those are signs as well. Sometimes if you're swimming against the current, is because you're going the wrong way or you're doing it the wrong way. Sometimes you just need to get on that boat, put on that motor and be like, haha, life, I'm doing my own thing, and kind of swim against the current. Well, not swim, now it's like going against the current on a boat. So now we have the Lizard Spirit, right? Dream the world into being. So I think this kind of goes with the card that we got of like dream of the impossible or believe in the impossible, something along those lines. So it's definitely like, don't lose hope if things don't work out the way that you want them to. Just give it time, and things are going to start looking up. Let's see what other healing messages we have for her. Like we have the Scarab Beetle Spirit, magic works through you. So definitely one of the messages that she's getting is that anything can happen. Remember how I said in her current energy that she was very good at manifesting? That's what I'm getting again. Like she's very good at that, and she needs to Lisa needs to realize how good she is at just making anything happen and making her dreams come true. But she could make it easier on herself. I feel like that's the message here. Like she could make it easier on herself if she lets go of her worry a little bit and just works with other people. I feel like that's like a very important message, you know? She doesn't have to do everything on her own. She's not on her own physically, so she could, you know, take advantage of that and ask for help. Get that knowledge, you know? Learn those skills. Work with those people. Let's see what other things we have. We have the Koala Spirit. Spirit has a plan, definitely. We had so many Major Arcana that it kind of feels like her love life is faded, her career is faded, the lessons that she has to learn for herself, they're all faded. Like, this is all important. Like, life is definitely working on something big for her. I don't necessarily know what that is. Actually, what is that? the Hangman. So new perspectives is what she's working on. And then we have the King of Wands reversed. To be less impulsive. That's the plan. You know, the plan is, you know, think before you do, you know, what is it? Plan before you do as well. It's like hold your horses type of energy. So like the plan is wait, look at all the perspectives, look at all the different ways you can do things, and then take action. Like that's the plan. Right now the plan is just figuring everything out, you know, seeing the pieces she has and where she's going to position them, and then take action. That's the plan right now. And then we have Outer Spirit. You are never alone, but it's reversed. So it's like right now Lisa may not realize that she's divinely protected, that physically she has a bunch of people surrounding her and loving her, but it's a reminder that she's protected, she's taken care of, and they will be there for her even if she doesn't see it. So she may have a lot of spiritual and divine protection, but she may not notice it because there's a chance that she's not fully listening to those messages that are going through for her. And our last card, we have Stag Spirit, take the lead. But I feel that the lead that she has to take is not a fiery type of thing. It's an earthy one. Is the take your time, be patient, look at all your options, look at how things are going to work out, see how things are happening, you know, don't be impulsive, make sure that you're mature and you have all the knowledge that you need or that you feel comfortable with. Make sure that you have everything planned out, but also be open to have, you know, that wiggle room in case things don't go as planned. Be mature when we have to have those divine detours, which is also a card in here, that divine detours, which is that sometimes life and fate and the universe is going to be like, we can't go through with that. If you really want this dream to come true, you have to go this way, or you have to take the shortcut, or you have to take the long way, or stuff like that. So it's kind of like, trust us, you know, be mature in the sense of you may have to follow a different path. So don't get mad with how things are going at the moment. Just quickly adapt and change. So yeah, my head is kind of spinning. So I do think that's a very, very big message for her. The whole idea of like, learn how to adapt. Just because things don't work your way, learn how to adapt. And of course, no impulsive action. Think things through, think clearly, communicate clearly. I think that's a big one. Communicate very clearly. And let's see, one last thing. Let me think. No, I think that's it. So definitely there's this whole thing of think clearly, plan carefully, and then take action. That's like a big thing for Lisa. That's the way that she'll take the lead in her own life and do her own things and make her wish come true. So there you go, guys. I hope you guys really, really enjoyed Lisa's reading. I know a lot of you were waiting for this, and it was actually, I think, the first person that was commented below, like, oh, can you do a reading for Lisa? And I was like, I will eventually. And I was still doing like Red Velvet in 17, so it took a while to get to BlackPink, right? I don't know if you guys have noticed that it's like I'm working on these groups and I'll get them done. Well, except NCT. That's the one that I'm still thinking about. You know, I have commitment issues with NCT. I'm gonna be like, there's too many. I can't promise I'm gonna do all of them for their individual readings, but with BlackPink, I will do all of them. There's only 4. I can get this done. I did 13. I can do 4. I did 5. I can do 4. So yeah, it's just taking time because, you know, I'm me. I go at my pace, and my pace is kind of slow, but it's okay. You know, one step at a time, one reading at a time, you know. So yeah, look forward to the last half of BlackPink, which will come eventually, hopefully sooner than later. And if it's later, be patient, please. I hope you really enjoyed this Lisa reading. I hope it answered anything that you may have been curious about, but I also hope that it was interesting and entertaining at the very least. And yeah, I hope you really enjoyed it. I'm trying to think if there's anything more. All right, thank you everyone for the 200 subs. The channel is growing little by little, and I am very happy for that. I am so thankful for all the love and support you've been giving the channel, and I pray that it continues going uphill from here. So yeah, love and healing from my part to you, and see you on the next one, whenever that is, and whoever that is. Bye.